Okay, Tim, let's take a look at this rocket here. Maybe I'm confusing things here. So here's my rocket. In the sustainer here, I put a little tiny parachute. Put this little 18-inch parachute up here. So when we play the video, the sustainer should fall like a sack of rocks because it's only got a little tiny 18-inch parachute. And over here in the booster, so let me go back here. Here's my sustainer, and I've got that parachute, that little tiny parachute associated here with the sustainer. We come down here to the booster section, and here's this parachute, and it's a 120-inch parachute, and that one is that big one right there. You see I'm moving it back and forth. So when I run the simulation, I would assume that the booster, this section, would fall nice and slow, and the sustainer would fall like a sack of rocks. I do have the mass override on. The sustainer portion, right here, I've got defined at 2,200 grams, and then the booster, I've got defined at 6,800, and then I've got a sustainer plus booster center of gravity at 1,650, and got a nice margin there. So anyway, let's come over here. Let's launch this rocket. Oh, let me go one more thing here. In the flight events, I've got the parachute set to deploy appropriately, the booster deploy at stage separation, sustainer deploy at time after ignition. Okay, so let's go to launch here. Here's the simulation. Now remember, the sustainer's got that little tiny parachute. I would suspect that in the simulation here, the sustainer would fall like a sack of rocks, but what falls like a sack of rocks is the booster, not the sustainer. So what am I looking at wrong here? I'm assuming that this is the booster here, since it's got the fins associated with it, and this is the sustainer here, since it's the smaller portion. Am I looking at something wrong here, Tim? Thank you.